Guys, good afternoon and welcome back. Today I'm at a place called Pangani. This great afternoon. Jam is building up on the Thika Superhighway. But the reason as to why I'm here today, I'm trying to wrap my head around the whole idea of demolition. Because while structures in the informal settlement have been brought down because they've been encroaching on the riparian land or on water passageways, at Pangani, apartment blocks that are just a few hairs from the water passage area are still standing defiantly. I'm trying to understand how the whole process of demolition was applied. Is it a case of double standards? Is it a case of the rich guys have defecated all over this place? Is it a case of the rich getting their way and the poor just suffering what you'd call a brute law, or the laws that have been put in place? So guys, this is a very well manicured lawn. I actually like it. But now, this is what I want you to look at, and for you to draw your own conclusion. Just look at this water point. Look at these apartment blocks. Very, very nicely built apartment blocks. But all of them are standing just a few meters or just a few hairs from the water passage point. If I can advance toward this side, then perhaps I can be able to show you closely how the whole thing looks like. This is how it's looking like, guys. This is the water passage point. But just look at the proximity of that perimeter wall of this apartment block over here. But now, what is happening? If you go to the other side, if you decide to follow where this river flows, or where this river passes on the other side, where we have the informal settlement, the place where I'm actually taking you right now, they have flattened all those informal dwellings. All of them have been flattened. Okay, so just come with me, because now I want you to also make want you to make your own judgment. I want you to make your own judgment whether this law is being applied across, or there's what you call the discrimination application of the demolition. So this is how it's happening, or this is how it is. There the guys have completely, these homeless guys have actually defecated in the whole of this area. But again, you know, when you live on the street, so what can you do? You know, you don't have the joys or the comfort of getting an abolition block, so you can actually go anywhere you want to go. That's how it is. So I want you to draw or to make your own judgment as to whether this law or these laws that govern the whole issue of demolition, whether it has been a case of double standards. That apartment block and plus all those apartment blocks you see on that side are completely encroaching by a very few hairs. I'm not even going to talk about meters, because if we start to talk about meters, then we miss the point. By a few hairs, okay, onto the riparian land. But they're still standing. Look at all those towering up there. You know, I like to say they're standing there defiantly. It really sucks to be poor, you know. All those guys over there, because to put up an apartment block like this one, you must have what you call really good coin, because construction is not easy. Buying land at a place called Pangani is not easy. It costs you an arm and a leg, you know. So I want you to come with me. I don't want to put words in anybody's mouth. I want you to draw an informed conclusion as to whether the law has been applied equitably, or a section of the populace has been given or has been handed the short end of a stick. Okay, all those apartment blocks over there, all of them are on the water passage area, because all these structures, if we talk about the 30-meter rule or applying the 30-meter rule, all these apartment blocks are supposed to be brought down. Why? Is it that in the informal settlement they've done the demolition? You know, anything that borders a radius of about 30 meters has been brought down mercilessly. But on this other side, you know, apartment blocks just standing there. So just come with me so that you can help me understand what is happening. Okay? Because it is easy to draw some conclusions that being poor is a crime in a country like this one. It shows that if you are poor, you become the child of a lesser god. Does it then mean that when you're in a country like this one, then you become a basement citizen? All these apartment blocks, you go behind there, you'll find that they're completely encroaching on the water passage area, but they're still standing. But apparently, in the informal settlement, structures are being pulled down indiscriminately, brute force, some even losing their lives in the process. But now to understand that anything that is 30 meters from the water passage point should come down, and then this law is not applied on both sides of the same coin, is actually disturbing, you know. So I'm here to look at, or maybe to help us look at the whole situation. I'm here to help us draw conclusions. How you doing, man? You're good? I want us to look at this and then draw conclusions based on that, because I can't seem to understand what is happening. Guys should make money, you know. If you don't, this is what you get yourself into, you know. Right now, in the informal settlement, things are not okay. Families are going hungry. You know, most of those informal settlements, like Madare, places like Korogocho, people survive on less than $2 in a day. Now, the structure that they call home has been brought down. There has been no compensation from any quarter. Okay? Aid has been filtering through, but not enough, because, you know, sometimes the people who usually bring in the aid can only do as much, you know. So I'm taking us to the other side. Also, when you get to this point, if you use the road upwards on that side, it will take you to the Thika superhighway. But now I want us to follow this route so that we can take ourselves to this road that goes to Mlango Kubwa roundabout, because I know we have some informal settlements that are built in this area, So we want to see whether the 30-meter rule has been applied the way it has been applied on this other side. We want to see whether those structures are still standing or they've also been brought down. If they're still standing, then maybe we'll think maybe those guys who are doing the demolition exercise have not reached this area, so maybe they're planning to come in and do a proper demolition where all the apartment blocks will be brought down. But if they've been demolished, then an element of double standard will start to stink up to the high heavens. And that's how it is. You can't remove that from the whole idea, you know. So guys, it is really, really desperate out there. And I told you that most of these people who live in the informal settlement live from hand to mouth. And you see, putting away or surviving on less than $2 in a day is not an easy thing. It's very, very tough. But now, as if that is not enough, as if that is not desperate enough, bringing down their structures, while if they look on the other side, where we have the privileged, those structures still standing there, defiantly, you can now see that these structures have already been brought down, while on the other side of Pangani, the structures are still standing, you know. You can see how desperate the residents of this area are. Okay, now you start to understand. This is what we call the concept of double standards. While on the other side of Pangani, apartment blocks are still standing. In the informal settlement, they've already demolished or brought down all these structures. Hi, sir. How does it make sense that on this side the structures have been demolished, and the other side, okay, all those structures are still standing? How does it make any sense? Does it really make any sense?
Hapo hakuna sense ina make kwa sababu ni Mkenya ule mdogo ana si kwa sababu zile nyumba kama zao ukijiuliza wale ndio wengi kuliko wale watu wamebomolewa hapa.
Hapana.
Wale watu ndio hao wamebomolewa, watu ndio watu wengi. Ule ni kwa vile iko na pesa.
Even that's very, very bad. What this gentleman is saying, the guys who don't have money, okay, or the majority are the ones who are getting the end side of the stick, are the ones who are receiving the end side of the stick. But the privileged on that other side, okay, as you can see, the apartment blocks just still standing, you know, and most of them are just what I like to call not even meters from the water passage area, but what you call a few hairs from the water passage area. So this is the scenario, guys. It's a very, very bad scenario. So some of these people are sleeping outside now, isn't it? Kuna wengine wanalala nje. You see, some of these people will sleep outside today because all their houses, all their belongings have been brought down with complete abandon. So this is what we call applying the law, you know, discriminatively, because one set of citizens have been have had their structures being demolished, but on the other side, like the good gentleman has just told us, that some of them will actually sleep outside. If you look on this other side, this is what we call the Madare Mental Hospital, and you can see a whole wall is right under or just one hair, okay, at what you call the riparian land. But that wall has not been brought down, because if the law were to apply across, then that wall also needs to come down. There's no logic in leaving this wall standing the way it is right now, while the structures, okay, of this informal side has actually been brought down. So guys, this is a very, 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 very bad situation. It's a situation that is saddening. If I can go to the other side so that you can see what is happening on the other side. If I can actually cross to this other side, just vast sewer that is spilling into the river. So that is how it is, guys. Very, very bad and sad situation. It's not easy to, to film in such an environment, because sometimes there's an element of hostility. So I think maybe that would be enough, and it is, I think, and I want to allow you to make your own conclusion as to whether the law has been apportioned to all or across the board, or is it that those who are in a privileged position or those with money have been favored in the whole situation of demolition. Guys, I think I'll end my video here and ask those who haven't subscribed to kindly do so, and for those who have already subscribed, please continue watching our videos, liking, sharing, and see you on another one. Thank you.